Girl, you need to make yourself happy. I've grown and I've been able to see who I am more as a person and as a woman. I'm gonna be lonely, and there's really nothing that I can do about it. Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sha'Kenya. In today's video, I'm going to be showing 5 things I'll be doing in the next 6 months that's a form of self-care. So first, I just wanted to start out doing a brief recap of my trip that I just came back from, because I already basically ended my last video talking about my appreciation and my gratitude towards being able to go on the trip. But I really wanted to just talk about living in a moment. So I just wanted to say that this was the first trip that I actually went on that I lived in the moment. I'm always on my phone. I'm always just trying to take a bunch of pictures or worrying about pictures and, oh, I have to put on a certain outfit, I have to look this way, I have to do this, I have to do that. I really just went with the flow this trip. It was like, you get dressed, we're going out, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yes, my intentions were to vlog more than what I was able to, or I mean, I vlogged a lot, but I just wanted to catch a little bit more. But I was just literally in the moment. I was like, okay, we getting dressed, we're gonna get something to eat. I'm trying to vibe with my friend, enjoy our time together, because we don't get to see each other that much, because she's busy, I'm busy, and it's just always a lot. So I love the fact that I did do that, and I know that I'm definitely moving forward going to be doing that as a form of self-care. Now I'm thinking about it as 6 things, because the first one was living in a moment. So the second thing that I'm going to be doing to make sure that I'm prioritizing my self-care is focusing on one thing at a time. I always have my hands in a lot of different pots, and I just feel like this time I just really need to just focus on one thing at a time, because I just get overwhelmed very easily. It's hard right now, me being a mom and me trying to juggle the things that I really want to do, and then just make time for family and just the works, right? I just figured that it would be best for me to give my attention to one thing, and then once I'm done with that, then I move forward. And if I'm done with it and it's successful, then that's fine, and if not, then I'll move on to the next thing. But either way, I just want to take my time and focus on one thing. Obviously I can do a few other things, right? But I'm not going to dedicate the same time to those other things as I am with that one specific thing. So the third thing on my list is making myself a priority. I feel like this year I really just drowned into motherhood, and also I don't know if it's really motherhood, if it's just the things that I had to do with my son, to help him with his journey with therapy and stuff like that, with his speech and other things, and also just family things, just making sure that certain individuals in my family are okay, and just dedicating a lot of time to that, because it's been a lot. And it's not that I'm not going to do it anymore. Obviously, I have to take care of my child, right? I have to take care of him. Of course, I want to be there for my family, but I just feel like I definitely need to prioritize myself more. I need to learn how to say no, to put my foot down, especially even when it comes to being a parent. Sometimes I kind of just give in to things that my son wants, because I'm just oh, I just want to make him happy. And also when it comes to other family members, I'm just yeah, knowing that I am literally I have nothing left in me. And it's just oh, I'm just trying to do these things because I want to make somebody else happy. But it's just girl, you need to make yourself happy. Let's not prioritize other people over yourself, because if I'm just constantly pouring into everyone else, I won't have anything for myself. And that's how I've been feeling lately. I've been feeling empty. Honestly, I've been feeling empty. I'm just wow. I've been feeling drained, overwhelmed. Sometimes I don't want to talk on the phone, because I'm just I don't want to hear anybody complaining. I don't want to hear just things that are going to make me feel it's pressure on me to feel I have to help the person. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm already dealing with enough. So right now I'm just trying to balance out, just making sure that I'm making myself a priority. So yeah, I can still help people, but at the same time, I have to say, well, are you feeling up to it, or are you just saying yes because you don't want to let that person down? Because at the end of the day, I have to make sure I'm well so that I'm able to be healthy. And that's mentally and physically. So yeah, definitely making myself a priority. Also, and even with making myself a priority, that goes towards what I'm taking in, the things I'm consuming on TV, the foods that I'm consuming, the conversations that I'm consuming. I just want to make sure that I am at all times making myself a priority. It's like, if this doesn't feel good for me, if I'm watching something that's triggering, don't watch it. If I'm eating something that makes me not feel well, stop eating it. If I'm indulging into a conversation and I just feel like, yeah, this is not really the type of conversation I want to have, and it doesn't fulfill me and make me happy, I'm not going to do it. So I think that's probably my favorite thing to do, like, that I have on my list. Like, I definitely am looking forward to putting myself first. Oh, this is a heavy one. Being disciplined. Being disciplined. I struggle. I know I'm not the only one, so I'm not like beating myself up about it, but I struggle big time with being disciplined. Like, I will start to do something, and then once I get tired, I'm just like, oh no, I don't feel like it, I'm giving up. Oh, I'll do that when I feel like it. And sometimes, like, you just gotta do things even when you don't feel like doing it, right? Like, I was going for walks every day. I am gonna start that again. Am I going to continue to go for walks every day? No, I'm not gonna make that my goal. My goal is gonna be for me to walk at least 3 times a week, right? Now, if I can go every day, then I will. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to force myself to walk every day, because every day I'm not going to feel like it. And this is the thing, like, right? If I don't feel like it, I do feel that I have to honor that when it comes to certain times. But that doesn't mean that every single time I don't feel like going for a walk, or every time I don't feel like going for a jog or eating properly, I'm going to just be like, oh, I don't feel like it, so I'm just not going to do it. No, we have to practice discipline. But I also am going to give myself grace and know that every day is going to be a fight. Some days is going to be a struggle for me to keep going, and that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, working on being disciplined. I need discipline in a lot of areas, like a lot of areas. I feel like more so my personality, just like how I react to certain things, I've become way more disciplined with that. Having self-control. But when it comes to like working on things that I want to accomplish, whether it's just personal things, whether it's for my content, whether it's what I'm eating or exercising, I definitely have to buckle down and become more stern with myself, because I can easily just say, oh, you know what, don't worry about it, you'll do it tomorrow. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, you can do that next week. Oh, you can do it in an hour. Sometimes I just have to push myself and say, no, you're going to go do it now. So yeah, being disciplined, oh, that's another one. That is really just another one that I'm just like, I have to do that. Between being disciplined and making myself a priority, I think that I would probably have to put being disciplined first, because if I'm disciplined with my actions, then I will make myself a priority. Being disciplined is me making myself a priority, because I'm caring for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely just giving myself grace. But I'm just like, yeah, girl, we got to get the ball rolling, because I'm just tired of not being happy with certain results in my life, because I lack discipline. So next on the list is being selfish. So I struggle with being selfish. I definitely do. I will commit to things. I will, that I know that I don't feel like doing. I'll tell somebody I'm going to do something that I know I don't feel like doing. Or it's not, and all the time, it's not that I don't feel like doing it. It's just that it's too much. Like, so when I came back from my trip, I had like plans on going to my cousin's house. I know somebody that had a death in the family, and I was gonna try to make it to, you know, the funeral. And then I had plans with one of my other cousins, right? And it was like, when I really thought about it, I was like, the fact that you're still really trying to do all of these things is absolutely insane. Like, why? Like, obviously, I want to hang out with my cousin. I want to go to her house. I haven't seen some of my other cousins. Of course, I want to go and support someone because they have a loss in their family. Of course, I want to go out with my cousin, who I haven't seen in over 15 years. And we've only been talking and having a phone conversation this whole entire year. But if you don't feel good, why would you push yourself to go? Because you don't want to disappoint people? And my thing is that I have to just look at things and just really say, like, people will disappoint me every time that they get, not because they purposely want to do it, because they're prioritizing their own health, like, or their own well-being, right? They're prioritizing their own well-being, their mental space. And I'm just like, you gotta start doing that more. You have to say no. And I did. I didn't do anything. I didn't go to see my cousin. I didn't go to the funeral that I was gonna go to. I did not go to hang out with my other cousin on Sunday, because I was like, I'm sick. What can I do? It's like the fact that I was even thinking in my head, like, oh, it's okay, you can just go. Even though On Saturday, I was definitely not going to go to my other cousin's house or to the funeral I was supposed to go to because I didn't know if I had COVID, which I found out I did not. So I was happy about that. But it's just like the way that I think, like I'll overthink and I'll be like, oh, maybe they think that I'm being shady or I'm not, you know, like I'm lying or I just don't want to show up. And it's like, why you got to think all of that? Like, why you got to think all that? Like, I don't know why sometimes my brain just it goes into panic mode, and it's like, it's so negative. It's like, it's anxiousness. So that's another thing, like getting my anxiety under control, like really get my anxiety under control. And it's like, no, you got to be selfish sometimes. Like sometimes you have to just say, no, I can't make it. And I'm happy that I did do that because I don't want to be around nobody with coughing and sounding horrible. My voice is not even back 100%. Like I sound very hoarse right now. Like, and it's just like, and I have my tea here. Like, we have our tea. But it's just like, girl, get it together. Like, prioritize you. Put you first. Get your rest. Like, hopefully, those things and people will be there. Because life is short. But if I can't make it, I can't make it. Like, why should I sit here and try to kill myself to make it, to support somebody or to do something and make other people happy? If I would have did that, I could have went to my cousin's house and got people sick. Even though I didn't have COVID, I still have a cold. It's like, no, you need to stay home. Like, you need to stay home and sit down. Like, that's what I need to do. Have a seat, okay? Not too many, because I'm trying to really get into... I'm not going to say I want to be a social butterfly, but I do want to get out more. Not necessarily with other people, mostly by myself, because I'm just feeling like I'm in a season where I don't really want to be around people like that. And it's not that I don't want to, like... It's just that I don't care to. Like, I have to just prioritize me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to just be like, I have to have a healthy relationship with myself. And I feel like I do for the most part. And I enjoy being, like, my own company. I enjoy being alone. But it's really just time for me to take a step back and make it all about me. Because, I don't know. I just feel like I can sometimes just cater to people, or I crave things and stuff like that. And it's just like, if opportunities are not for you, then they're not for you, and don't force it. If people are not for you, they're not for you, and don't force it. I still have so much searching to do. And I'm just focusing on finding joy in things, because just to be realistic, there's a lot of people that are not happy. And I know that some people are like, oh yeah, I'm happy right now. And maybe they are happy right now, but majority of people are not happy right now. I was just talking to my aunt about this, and it's just like, because we're all going through things. And I understand that. And that's why I said too, like, I really want to spend time with myself, because I'm not really like trying to force anybody to spend time with me. Like, everybody has their own life. Everybody has their own things going on. What I want to have someone who I could hang out with, and who would come over and we can talk and do things. Like, sometimes I see like shows with women and I'm like, oh wow, like they have their girlfriends come over and they're just hanging out, whether if it's just the two of them or maybe it's a group of four or whatever. But I just don't have that. Like, I don't have it, and it's okay. Like, it's okay. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just a-okay with how things are going. Before, I wasn't too okay with it, because I just felt like I needed kind of like you need people, right? You do. You definitely do. Everybody needs people, and I don't want to sit here and say I don't need nobody, because that would be a lie. But family is really what I need right now, for sure. Even if it's a friend that's like family, that's fine too. But my family for sure is what I need, and that's just what it is. And yeah, so that's just how I feel about that. Like, so I'm definitely, like I said, I'm being more selfish moving forward. I'm not doing anything that I don't want to do. I'm not doing anything to please anyone else. I'm gonna try my best not to overthink things, or feel like, oh well, what if this person thinks I'm not being there for them, or what? Because sometimes I'll sit around and I'll make things up in my head, and I'm like, oh, I don't want this person to think that. And it's just like, they're not even thinking that, bro. They're not even thinking it. They're not. You're just overthinking, like, and you're making stuff up for no reason. The last thing on my list is digging deeper into self-love for myself. And I just feel like, oh, that's a lot of things. That comes with like me talking kind to myself, respecting myself, and just not neglecting myself. Like, just not neglecting my feelings, not neglecting the things that I really want to do or try. And just knowing that I can do anything that I really want to do and that I really put my mind to. Like, I really have to truly love myself and tell myself. Like, it's like whatever I'm lacking from family or friends, I want to give myself. You know, like, I want to be like, hey, well, maybe if you don't get a compliment about something, then compliment yourself. Maybe if nobody's spending time with you, spend time with yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know y'all probably like, oh, that sounds lonely. But sometimes the changes that I'm making in my life right now, I'm just realizing that I'm gonna be lonely. And there's really nothing that I can do about it. Like, I've cried about these things because I'm making changes, and I've been seeing like this shift within things and people in my life. And does it feel good? No, it does feel lonely. But first of all, I'm never alone. I'm never alone as long as I have Jehovah. Like, as long as I have God in my life, like, I'm never going to be lonely. And just know that. So if you ever feel lonely, just know that as long as you have God, you will never be lonely. But it is a lonely process, in my opinion, because I just feel like my lifestyle has changed so much, and it still is changing, that I can no longer like surround myself around things or people who are going to put me into a space of like my old lifestyle. Like, if I know certain things I shouldn't be doing, then I'm not going to do it. It doesn't make me feel like I'm better than anybody, but I have to take care of me. I have to take care of my mental, and I have to protect my energy and my peace. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I was at a peaceful point like early last year. I had found some peace, and I was still like pretty much going through my postpartum depression, but I did find peace, and I was feeling much better. But now I'm back to a point where I just don't feel that at peace. I'm not gonna say not at all, but sorry, my eyelash is like itching. So but yeah, like I'm just very much right now tapped into me. Like, right now everything's just about me. That's just how I feel. And everything else has to take a back seat. Like, everything. Obviously not motherhood, but that's just that's gonna be third. Like, first is God, then it's me, then it's my child. Like, as far as just having a balance. Like, as I'm not saying like, oh, he's just gonna get nothing. No, but I have to take care of me first. If I don't take care of myself, how's my son gonna be okay? Like, how can I manage if I'm not okay? So I have to put me first. And I've said this to myself time and time again, but I mean it now, because I'm tired of feeling like I'm always constantly just doing everything for everything else or everyone else and not for myself. Like, no, it's time to pour into you. It's time to pour into you. Like, I can be encouraging, I can be uplifting, I can be motivating, which is to me all the same thing. It's like I can do all of this stuff for other people, but when it comes to me, it's hard. It's like a battle. It's like, why can't you do it? But sometimes your mom plays tricks on you. Satan is very busy, honey, because you'll be one minute you're fine, next minute you're in a chokehold, okay, and not a good one. It's just not it. And I'm just like, no, I gotta get me together. I gotta get me all the way together. And I was doing like my solo dates. We going back to that. I was just loving on myself so much before. And I feel like this year has been a lot for me. Emotionally, mentally, physically, everything. It's been very taxing on my mental health. And I just know that I'm going to be all right. I know that my son's going to be all right. And that's just that. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. We are prioritizing ourselves and just being positive and looking forward to the future, but not worrying about the future, because worrying about the future gives you anxiety, or at least it gives me anxiety. That's just what it is. And the most important thing out of all of this is for me to make sure that spiritually I am creating balance, because without God, like, there is without my spirituality, I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to be okay at all. Without my spirituality, I am not going to be okay. So making sure I'm prioritizing that more, like making it to my Bible meetings, my Bible studies, just really, I'm always praying. But I definitely need to be more consistent with attending my Bible meetings throughout the week, which is one day a week, and then on Sundays, well, actually it's twice a week. So on Sundays as well, and then I have separately my Bible meetings, so which I do with my grandmother. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to, just living my best life unapologetically, just feeling free, feeling confident, and just feeling loved and loving on me. Like, I'm just blessed to have the mental clarity that I have right now. I don't know how long that's gonna last, because I don't even like to say, even though I believe I have faith. Oh, faith is like my biggest thing right now. But I just feel like every time I say something out my mouth that's good, or that things are going good, something bad happens. It's like Satan just jumps on my back. Like, relax, like, please. But it's just like, that's life, and it just is what it is. But I have to keep prayer first, and yeah, and that's that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you do have any plans for even this coming month, or maybe it's another month, I don't know. Every time, like, this is the second year now, like when it's my birthday month now, I just get like into a mode where I'm just like, no, you gotta get focused, you gotta do this, you gotta take care of yourself. So yeah, this is the second year that now I'm just like, yeah, it's October 1st, we gotta do. It has nothing to do with my birthday, but it's just like, it's time to get locked in and locked down, and that's just that. Like, I'm doing what I gotta do, and I'm prioritizing me, and I'm just gonna keep loving on me and doing what I gotta do. So I'm very excited to bring y'all along on a journey, because I definitely will be vlogging. I'm gonna be journaling. I'm gonna be doing a lot of things, but I'm excited. Oh, I'm still in therapy. Therapy's going well. Ooh, child. Therapy. We spoke about a lot of things in therapy lately. Last Friday, before I go, we spoke about just like feeling this, basically the same things that I was telling y'all about, like just feeling like I have to say yes all the time, and also just agreeing to things knowing that it's gonna harm me. Like, I'll do something for somebody else and be like, well, dang, what about me? Like, I know that I needed this, but I decided instead to give it to the other person, like giving people my last. And it's just like, I'm not doing that anymore. You gotta take accountability, and you gotta put your foot down and say no. You know, like, you have to prioritize you. And I don't want anymore to feel like, oh, what about me? Or, oh, like, why didn't I put me first? No, scratch that. We're not doing that. So yeah, make sure y'all prioritizing yourself, y'all mental health, your well-being, and prayer. I hope to see y'all in the next one. I hope this video was uplifting and encouraging for some, and I hope that somebody can relate. And if you can't, then send it to somebody else that can relate. But I hope that y'all are working on yourselves and making sure that you are practicing self-care, because it is very, very important. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, leave me a comment below in the comment box, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications, and that's it.